I have 3 jobs. And I'm still fucking struggling. And I'm just getting...
Hey, first time here? Well, on behalf of the old poor, allow me to welcome you here with open arms. Now, let me go ahead and give you a disclaimer before we get started. I want to see everybody happy and prosperous. Money is not money in the way it used to. And there's a lot of people struggling right now. But there's a lot of people struggling that ain't never struggled before, and it's starting to show. I was having a conversation with some people the other day, and it was about a livable wage. The person in the comments was like, I believe everybody needs to get paid a livable wage. Well, what is a livable wage? And I already know somebody's going to come in these comments and be like, you should be able to do this, this, this. You should be able to afford this. Exactly. But your acceptable and my acceptable, it's going to be 2 different things. I know there's going to be a lot of y'all calling me a boomer and a bootlicker, but I think the problem that a lot of people have when we're listening to people talk about how these jobs aren't paying enough is you're the one who said yes. When they said, hey, this job pays this much, you sat and thought to yourself, okay, I know how much X, Y, and Z cost. Yes. Look, the economy has changed. I'm completely aware that the economy has changed. Minimum wage hadn't. The money has been what the money is. What certain jobs pay has not changed in a long time. Well, that's the problem right there. It should. And I agree. It should. But even if it does, if you don't know how to change it, and if you don't know how to properly spend the money, then it's never going to go where you think it's going to go. You should be able to have reliable transportation with a job. Feet are transportation. Public is transportation. A car is transportation. Like, it's the level of comfort that you want. Hell, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had 2 sets of grandparents sleeping in a king-size bed next to each other, and they were just fine. But I don't want that, and you don't want that, so I understand in order not to have that, I'm going to have to do some other things. My money's going to have to go somewhere else. The biggest problem that I think all of us are having is when you're acceptable and my acceptable is different, we're going to sit and butt heads about where the money needs to go and how the money's happening. I purposely didn't tag this lady's video. Y'all can find it. It's not hard to find, but I did it because I don't want people jumping on her in the comments. Y'all can jump on me all you want to and tell me how I'm wrong or right, but I think it's a personal level of accountability. Everybody's situation is different. Do not compare your chapter 1 to the end of somebody else's book. I used to work with these young guys, these guys, and they would come into work with Longhorn and with steak and Red Lobster every night. Just them, young guys in their 20s. They'd bring in these $40, $50 meals to work every night. But then they were complaining how they're not making enough money to afford anything. You can afford what you want to afford. It's those bills that you don't want to pay that seem to always be the biggest problem. Yes, things need to change. The economy needs to get back, and we need to start making more money. But you can make all the money in the world, and if you don't know how to spend it, you're not going to ever be happy with it. Look at these one-hit wonders. MC Hammer, I know it. Go look it up. Some of y'all are going to be too young for that. #1 song, lots of money. Spend his money recklessly. Don't have the money. These people who win the lotteries spend all their money recklessly, buying Bugattis and Lambos, trying to impress somebody. Now they ain't got it. Your acceptable and my acceptable is going to be something completely different. We're not going to agree on it. So stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. You don't even like people. I don't like people. The worst part about peopling is the people. It's not a right wing or a left wing thing anymore. It's a life choice, American people thing. You have to sit and go, is this going to work for me? Because if it's not, then I can't do it. And before you jump on me, just look at the stuff you have and know that there's always going to be somebody who looks at what you have and goes, I wish I had that. It's just a thing of perspective. It's a mindset. You got to do what's best for you. Y'all have a wonderful day.